From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Aaron Reeves.
Well, things are going to get busy for us here in a few hours. In the meantime, not much going on across our part of the state. Look out west, though, a lot more going on. Severe thunderstorm watches. We have a tornado watch, some tornado warnings in the panhandles. This is all going to continue to kind of fill in and gradually move eastward with time, and it's going to make things pretty interesting for us. But right now we do have one tornado warning actually in far western Oklahoma here in the panhandle, just kind of to the east of Guymon. A pretty impressive little hook echo on that storm. Another line of storms in the Boise City area. And then as we take a look, we have another storm there north of Pampa, but those storms near Boise City, those will be moving east, and those will continue to develop into a complex and eventually make their way into eastern Oklahoma. The storm risk will be pretty elevated during the late evening and mainly into the overnight hours. As we take a look at some of those threats, damaging wind probably the highest threat for us. They could be in that 60 to 80 mile per hour range throughout this area, especially just off to our west, but we'll be watching that closely. Hail is going to be another issue, especially in central and northwestern Oklahoma, extending just to near Tulsa, golf ball or larger, especially from Tulsa to the west, and more especially into western Oklahoma. The tornado risk, that's not zero, but it is limited, and the best chance for that to occur is going to be in this darker red area, and it should hopefully begin to diminish a bit in eastern Oklahoma. But even as this lines out, we'll see that threat for some spin-up tornadoes or isolated tornadoes to develop along the leading edge of that, so we'll be watching that closely. The best chance are going to be while these are a bit more individual cells, so that's something we're going to continue to watch. And as far as timing, in the Tulsa metro area, it'll be a little quicker out to the west by around 9 to 10 o'clock. Maybe around a 20% chance. Better chances out towards I-35. That really ramps up towards midnight and then kind of lingers into the early morning hours before finally starting to get out of here as we head toward the middle of the day tomorrow. But the main time zone for those severe storms will be late this evening into the early hours of tomorrow morning. We could see heavy rain as well. Locally, maybe 3 inches, but widespread kind of in that 1 to 2 inch range, the way things look across much of the area. So some people do need rain. We're starting to get dry in some areas, so hopefully this gives us a bit more widespread activity to go at least for the next week or two, because after this, you'll see in a minute, it looks like it's going to dry out a bit. Upper 80s, it's pretty humid, pretty stuffy out there. Not much air movement. That's kind of one of the deals today we've been dealing with. And as we take a look at future view, here we go towards 9. We could see 1 or 2 storms approaching our western counties. That main complex should be out towards Enid or Alva. Then as we move towards 11 p.m., that moves closer into the Tulsa metro area, blasts through around the 11 to 12 o'clock time frame, but lingering activity into the early morning hours. And then this should start to wind down as we head toward the midday and finally move off completely into Missouri and Arkansas, and maybe get some sunshine and a pretty nice afternoon by the time we get to 5 o'clock. A bit cooler, low to mid 80s, a bit more common. And then as we head into Monday, is kind of back into the steamer. Look at Altus, 103. So yeah, it's that time of year. We're getting there. Right now, puffy clouds, a lot of sunshine as we take a look at Jinx. 88 south wind at 14 miles per hour. So we do at least have a little bit of ventilation out there at this point in time, but not a ton. It's all in all pretty light wind for the most part. And then we'll dry out. There could be, some times in here where we get a chance for rain, but it'd likely be around or less than 10%. Better chance maybe towards next Monday. Temperatures going forward are going to generally be in that near to above normal time frame. So that's what we're going to be looking at, generally 90s. So if you're ready for some summer, that's what we're going to be dealing with in earnest over the next week or so once we get through tonight. Tonight, a lot more spring-like. 40% at 6 a.m. and notice that tapers off pretty quickly as we head toward midday. Then we get some sunshine in the afternoon. Those mid-80s return, but those storms, as they move east, we're going to continue to watch those very closely here over the coming hours, and especially as they get into eastern Oklahoma. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with that. So during the evening shows tonight, and then moving on beyond that into the overnight hours. Lots of 90s going forward. Lows pretty warm as well in the 70s, and overall wind speeds not too great either during this time stretch. So definitely going to be hot with temperatures near to above normal on the old temperature category. That's something we're going to be dealing with. Just be weather aware tonight. We'll see those strong to severe storms move through. Then we'll have a dry stretch after that. That's it for weather. Now on over to sports.